Obviously, you guys have had a pretty special season. I mean, that goes without saying, breaking the records seemingly game by game, inning by inning. Was there a point this year for you guys that it kind of clicked, you maybe as a coaching staff where, hey, we have a special group here right now that's capable of really making some noise?
Well, it's been an interesting year. We went through fall practice and very, very productive, but we didn't have to make a lot of changes. There were a number of guys that knew exactly what to do. They were very focused. You didn't have to push them. Then we fast forward to the extra 10 days of practice we got because of our foreign tour, going over the Dominican Republic. Did split squads over there, and our guys performed very well. But with the Dominican, the thing that was so special is those guys got a chance to spend a lot of time together. There was nothing else to do. They couldn't separate. They couldn't go their own way. We were in a closed, confined area. Guys, really spent a lot of time together. We did some neat things there. I think guys really got a great picture of how fortunate we are here in the United States and also at the University of Illinois. And so that was a very special bonding period for the team. As you move forward then into our winter practices, and being in the indoor, most of the time you're really pushing to make sure guys are sharp and they do things the right way, and that we have things basically at game type speed and game type quality. And not one time did I have to push those guys. At one point I told the staff that I needed to get mad at them and really push their buttons a little bit, so if it happened during the season, it wasn't something new.
Right.
And that doesn't happen very often. And so if you look at all the off-season things, we knew we had good players, but the way they handled things in the off-season led us to believe that we had a chance to be special.
You've been in this program 25 years, head coach for 10. I know this year's far from over, at least I know you guys hope it's far from over. Hopefully a few more weekends of baseball left. But if you had to look at this team on the whole perspective since you've been here, is this the best Illinois baseball team you've ever been a part of?
We've had some very good teams. We've been fortunate to be around very good teams and very good players. I think if you look at the overall production, you have to say this is the best team, just from the standpoint of the number of wins and basically not many losses. This team's played at a high level. We have set a number of records, and so if you look at numbers alone, it's got to be the best team that we've ever had here at Illinois.
The talent you just mentioned on this team, I think a lot of people maybe that weren't huge Illinois baseball fans are drawn to some of the names on this team because they see them in the mock drafts and everything. And I mean, obviously Tyler and Kevin get a lot of pub with that kind of stuff. But I know you've said this to me before, but does it kind of strike you just how calm, cool, and collected they are, and I guess to a greater extent the team is, with all this attention and all this real public positive attention coming their way where, hey, you guys are going to go on and do great things, and they're able to still kind of live in the moment and be part of this team?
The things that Kevin and Tyler are going through, especially Tyler, with the possibility of being the first pick in the country, probably not going to drop below the 10th pick in the country, just depending on what teams decide they want to do and what's important for their organization. Tyler's had to meet with scouts, scouting directors, I mean, you name it. There's a gamut of people that he's had to meet with, and basically they're just trying to find out who he is. And so for him to take care of things academically, for him to be able to handle all the different interviews, for him to be able to go out and basically perform on a regular basis at the highest level, and then also be a very good teammate and worry about what's going on the field and worry about us winning. He's been special. He's really been special. And again, that doesn't go back to his ability. His ability speaks for itself.
Right.
But just being able to handle everything that happens off the field that goes along with his ability, it's been unbelievable.
Have you seen a player like Tyler where they maybe come in as a freshman and, I mean, granted, I don't necessarily, I'm not going to act like I read the incoming class to a T every year, but maybe coming in as a freshman without as much hype as some of his current teammates and classmates coming into Illinois, but has risen to this kind of a situation where, like you said, he could be potentially next month the first name called in the MLB draft. I mean, that clearly doesn't happen every day, but have you seen that kind of upward shoot before out of a player?
I'm not sure if I stay in coaching for another 25 years that I'll ever see someone that is as talented as Tyler J. Hopefully we can get some other people that fit in that category, can work themselves into first round type talent.
Right.
Tyler's been special. One thing that makes Tyler so special is the fact that there's things he would like to do on the mound, but his whole mentality is, I'll do anything it takes to help this team win. And so sometimes when you get those great talents, they don't always have that team that team quality within them. We've had some very good players that have started out physically weak and just very average players that have gone on to be very, very good drafts. So we've seen some guys get better, but to be one of the top picks in the country, I mean, that's special. It's special. We've been blessed to have him, and I've been blessed to be a part of it.
I know you kind of addressed it a little bit after the Big Ten tournament, just kind of speaking to Tyler's importance to the team as being a closer and whatnot. And I'm not sure how often you read what some of the so-called experts have to say about the MLB draft and whatnot, but I know one in particular was a little upset with the fact that he was coming out of the bullpen. To people that maybe say, Dan Hartleb is misusing Tyler J., what do you have to say to that?
Well, there are a number of things. First of all, and the thing that I stick by is the fact that everybody has an opinion. But I've got a decision to make. And opinions are easy and decisions aren't always easy. We would not be where we're at without Tyler being our closer. On another year, if we didn't have the type of starting pitching that we had, Tyler would probably be a starter. If you look at how that affects him draft-wise, you can go one way or the other. If Tyler were a starter and he weren't holding his velocity and had some rough outings, Tyler may not even be a first-round pick. With the way Tyler has gone out and taken care of business, and he's held his velocity, and he's shown that he's versatile as far as short stint, long stints, being able to bounce back with no rest, those types of things. He's worked himself into a pretty good situation. People don't know what the makeup of our club is. People don't know what our strengths are. And the bottom line is, with Tyler being in the bullpen, we get our best players on the field on a regular basis, our best pitchers out on the mound. We have great starting pitching. Some of those starters probably wouldn't be good guys out of the bullpen. It takes a different mentality to be a starter. It takes a different mentality to be a reliever, and it really takes a special mentality to be a closer. And so to have somebody as special as Tyler on the back end to help this team win, it's been important. So, it's just part of the business. There will be people that criticize you every day, regardless, when you're in a coaching position, and I understand that. But we've made decisions that will be best for our team, and I think in the long run, best for Tyler J.
The team on the whole, I mean, Tyler obviously is a huge part of it, and as you mentioned, you're probably not here without him, but just yesterday you guys find out you're the 6th overall seed nationally. First time in program history that's happened. I believe the second time in the Big Ten that's happened, joining Indiana. I mean, what does that do for you guys as a program? Not just this year, but, when you go out, when you and Drew and Spencer and Kyle go out and talk to people in these upcoming weeks and months about this program and where it's going. I mean, what does that do for you guys on the whole?
Well, the number 6 overall seed shows that you're one of the best programs in the country. I think it's going to help us in a number of areas. It's going to help us recruiting. We need to do a good job of attracting recruits because of our success. I think it's given an awareness to the community where they understand where our program has been and where we've gotten to. Hopefully it will help with some donors as well, because there's some things we need to do to continue to upgrade the facility and the program so that we can continue to compete at the highest level on a regular basis. Winning's not easy, and the more resources we have, the more opportunities that we'll have to be successful. So we really need to do a good job of running with the success we've had this year. But the thing that I think's been impressive, and the thing that I'm most proud of is, we've had a great year this year, but it's not something that just snuck up on us. In 2009, we beat LSU when they were the number 1 team in the country. We took 2 of 3 with 10,000 fans sitting in the stands down in Baton Rouge. Right. And then you look over the past 3 years, or I'm sorry, the past 5 years, we've been in the NCAA tournament 3 years. And so we've had sustained success, and that's what I want this program to be about. I want it to be something that happens on a regular basis. I think we can play at the national level. We just need to continue to move forward with some of the facilities and continue to do a good job recruiting.
What do you expect here this weekend? They're adding about, I don't even know how many seats in the bleachers. There's a ton of steel and metal out there on the field as we're talking right now. The orange seat backs are out there. What kind of an atmosphere, I mean, are you expecting to see here? I have to imagine it's going to be some sort of historic situation here for Illinois baseball.
Well, if you look at the season, we've gotten great crowds, and our team is fed off that energy. And so that's been fun up to this point. I expect sellout crowds. I expect great energy. It's something that Champaign-Urbana has never seen before. We've been fortunate to be in regionals in the NCAA tournament, and it's exciting. It's great baseball. It's a very fun atmosphere. And so for our home fans to be able to experience that, I know there's a number of people coming in from out of town, a lot of former players, a lot of supporters. It's going to be electric, and it's going to be a great weekend.
I know there's been some interesting topics this spring at this school, just not related to baseball, that kind of have put a little bit of a dark cloud on the athletic program. You guys, men's tennis, golf, track and field, have been the bright spots here in the spring, all winning Big Ten championships. With all the negativity that maybe has kind of spiraled in at times this spring, what's it been like to have people kind of look to you guys as an outlet to see, during the win streak, to say, oh, this is the best team in the country, the hottest team in the country right now, right in our own backyard? What does that do for you guys?
Well, it's been nice to be involved with a program that's been highly successful. It's been nice to go on a great winning streak. I think we do things right in the entire department. There are times you have bumps in the road, and that's when you have great leadership that helps you get through that. Hopefully, with what's happening with our program, it's been a situation and is a situation where people look at all the positive things. It's very easy in any program, any organization, any job that you're involved with, to look at the negative things. But hopefully, with everything that's happening with our guys, and as well as they're playing, and all the positive things that are going on, that's overshadowing some of the tough things that we're going through as a department right now.
One of the former members of your department is on the Louisville Cardinals right now, Eric Snyder. Left this past year, and I know from our perspective, we've been kind of keeping tabs that maybe, hopefully, there may be a collision course between the University of Louisville and the University of Illinois in Omaha. It's possible now with how these regionals have set up that it could happen. Is that something that crosses your mind? Do you guys talk at all about that?
Eric and I text occasionally. We're both so immersed in our own seasons that we haven't had a chance to talk a lot. I'm hopeful that we meet, because that means we're in Omaha. Eric did a great job here. Was an important part of this program for a lot of years, and I have great respect for Eric and what he's done to help us, get to this point with our program. And he's in a very good situation, and I'm very happy for him having the success that they're having, and also, proud of the fact that we may have an opportunity to meet him down the line.
You look at the three teams coming here this weekend, and Notre Dame, obviously a program, not necessarily just with baseball, but a program that people kind of their eyes perk up when they see it. Wright State and Ohio necessarily don't have the clout, but both conference champions. Kind of size up this field for me. What do you see as far as these other three teams coming in here?
It's going to be a very, very tough tournament. The thing that people don't really understand when they look at a selection committee and a selection show and the teams that make it into the tournament, you can have a great resume, but if you don't play well late, if you're not hot, you usually get left out. And so every team in here is a team that's hot. They've played very, very well to get to this point. As we've looked at scouting reports, everybody's very good. Anybody could beat us. At the same time, I'm very confident and know that we're capable of beating all the teams that are in here. It's going to be a tough weekend. We're going to have to play very, very well, and we can't look ahead. We have to go into the Ohio game and play extremely well. They've got very good pitching. They're going to do some things that will make it difficult on us. At the same time, we can do a lot of things to make it very difficult on Ohio.
Big Ten tournament, when you guys were eliminated on Saturday, I was talking to someone and I said, if you would have told me at the beginning of the tournament that Illinois' pitching staff would have an ERA combined under 1 and they'd go 2-2, I would have thought you were crazy and probably asked what you were drinking. you guys, that's the reality. I mean, your pitchers were not the problem. You could argue there were some defensive issues, some hitting issues. But what did you learn about your team in Minneapolis, and what do you think they learned about themselves going forward here in the regionals and hopefully beyond that they can kind of put to work in game action and have more success?
I thought it was important for us to learn from what happened in the Big Ten tournament. Obviously a tournament type setting, and you lose two and you're done. And so I think that's a little bit of a reality check for our guys. I thought we played hard, but we didn't play well. We got the monkey off our back a little bit with the first loss. Every day we went out during that streak, we'd come in and the first thing that would come up would be a number, which was extending the streak, which was nice. But it also, I think, was something that, although guys didn't understand it was a pressure because they would always look for the next game, I think they're a little bit more relaxed now that that's not even a topic or an issue anymore. As you look at the last game, I was very upset. I know there's games where you get beat, and that's part of athletics. But I get very frustrated when we beat ourselves. And in that last game, we did not do a good job. We beat ourselves. It was, I think, an attention getter for our team. I challenged them, was pretty tough on them in our post-game meeting. And we've jumped out so far this week. We've had good practices and good focus. So we've rebounded well from that. I think it's important that we learn from what happened last week and make sure that we go out and play at a high level coming up this weekend.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot.
No, thank you.